I'm taking you to North Africa, to Morocco to be exact. I'm gonna make some meatballs out of this minced lamb, and we're gonna give them those distinctive North African flavors with some paprika, some mint, some oregano, some coriander powder and some harissa. Then I have a bag of spinach. We are gonna braise that in the oven with some chickpeas and flavor that with some coriander, fresh coriander and some fresh mint. And we are also gonna add some harissa to that. We're gonna start with the minced lamb to make the lamb meatballs. We are gonna flavor those with 1 teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. Then we are adding 1 teaspoon of dried mint. Then we are adding 1 teaspoon of coriander powder. Next we are adding 1 teaspoon of paprika powder, some red paprika powder. Then we continue with a pinch of cayenne pepper. And then we are flavoring it with some harissa, the Moroccan spice paste. It's like a sambal, but then from North Africa. We're also adding some salt, and we are adding some pepper. And this we are gonna mix thoroughly. When all the spices are mixed through the lamb mince, we are gonna make the meatballs. I'm using an ice cream scoop to make meatballs of an even size, so all the meatballs are of the same size. It's also very important to make your hands wet when you're rolling meatballs. That's easier, and the meatballs won't stick to your hands so much. And this is about the size meatball you're looking for. And we now start with the spinach. We start with frying off, sweating off 1 medium onion. And we are doing that in a oven-proof pan or a oven-proof dish. We are of course gonna braise the spinach and cook off the meatballs in the oven. And to the sweating onions we add 2 cloves of minced garlic. And then we add to that about 200 grams of spinach leaves. We are going to let the spinach wilt. And then it's time to add the chickpeas. I'm using a little can of chickpeas, about 130 grams of chickpeas. Okay, now it's time to season the spinach and the chickpeas with some salt, and some freshly ground pepper, and last we add 1 teaspoon of chopped coriander leaves and 1 teaspoon of chopped mint leaves. To ensure this lovely and wonderful Moroccan flavor. Our spinach and chickpeas are braising in the oven. It's time to fry up our lamb meatballs. You don't have to cook the meatballs all the way through, because we are gonna add the meatballs to the braise in the oven. So we just want merely a little golden brown coating. That suffices, because we are gonna fully cook the meatballs in the oven. And when the chickpeas and spinach braised in the oven for about 7 minutes, we add a squeeze of lemon juice and about 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. We add a teaspoon of harissa and we mix it all through. And then we add the meatballs on top of the braised spinach and chickpeas. The lid goes back on top of the pan and the pan goes back into the oven for another 7 minutes. And after about another 7 minutes braising in the oven, it's time to plate the dish. So the spinach was in the oven for a total of about 15 minutes at 180 degrees. First 7 minutes without the meatballs, and the second 7 minutes with the meatballs at 180 degrees. So we spoon the spinach and the chickpeas in the dish, and then we spoon the meatballs on top. And also, do not forget the braising liquid. Because there's of course also a lot of flavor in that. Bon appetit!